Hey everybody, this is Miss Harden. Today, what we are going to learn, something brand new to some of you, we are going to learn about something called powers of 10. So go ahead and write this at the top of your paper. This is your title, Powers of 10. Okay? Now, here is your vocabulary. Now, I want you to write this number, 10, with a little 2 up here. This is what we like to call either 10 squared, or we also call it 10 to the second power because it has a 2 right here. Okay. Now, this does not mean 10 times 2. No, that's not it. That's not 10 times 2. Okay. I'll explain to you what it does mean in just a second. So what I do want you to write down, the 10 is your base number. Okay. That is what you kind of start with. All right. Now the 2 is what we call an exponent. Okay. Repeat after me. Exponent. Okay. Good. Now an exponent tells you how many times to multiply a number times itself. Let that sink in for a second. Also, write this down. Okay, this is a great time to pause the video now. Okay, and we're back. All right, so 10 squared, or 10 to the second power. You're like, Ms. Harden, what does that mean? Well, if the exponent tells you how many times, the 2 exponent tells you how many times to multiply the number times itself. So you have 10. You want to multiply it times itself 2 times. So I'm going to have 10 times 10. How many 10s do I have here? I have 2 10s. That's what that exponent says. Well, what does 10 times 10 equal? That equals 100. And we know that because whenever you multiply by a number that ends in 0, you just take the front 2 numbers. You say 1 times 1 is 1. And then I add my 2 zeros at the end. Okay? Now what I want you to do, to kind of get the whole big picture of this, what we're going to do now is we're going to make a chart. Okay? On this chart, one of the columns, I need you to put the powers. Okay? Or the power, the power. Draw a line going down. I want you to write the numerical expression. Squeaky marker. Okay. And then draw a line. Leave some room on that one. And then write standard form. Okay. Go ahead and write that down. Okay. Now, we're just going to start with powers of 10. We're just only going to look at the number 10. Okay. So if I have 10 to the first power, well, I'm not even multiplying 10 because I only have 10. There's only going to be, you want to know another trick? This exponent tells you how many zeros they're going to be in the answer. Okay? So, standard form is 10. Okay? 10 to the first power, 1 0, 1 0, 1 0. Boom, done. Okay? All right, next one. 10 to the second power. Oh, wait, we just did this, didn't we? That's what you do when you take 10 times what? Not 2, but 10 times itself, because I have 2 10s here. I'm multiplying them by each other. Well, what's our standard form going to be? That's what does it equal? Well, 10 times 10 is 100. Let's check that little trick we said. I said that whatever your exponent is, that's how many zeros you're going to have. Do I have 2 zeros here? I sure do. Do I have 2 zeros here? I sure do. Okay, ready for the next one? Let's do 10 to the third power. What do you think our numerical expression is going to be? That means what does 10 to the third power, like how do you solve it? Well, my exponent says 3, 10 to the third power. So how many 10s am I going to multiply? 3. 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? Let's look at this. How many zeros are here? 1, 2, 3. And the exponent told us. So in my answer, I'm going to have 1 and then 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. All right. Let's do another one. 10 to the fourth power. 10 to the fourth power. Okay. How many 10s am I going to multiply times each other? You got it. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. How many zeros do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's true. And that's what the exponent said, 4 zeros. So I'm going to put my 1 and then 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, put my comma. That's 10,000. All right. And let's do one last one. 10 to the fifth power. 10 to the fifth power. Okay. How many times am I going to multiply 10 by? You got it. 5. Because that's what the exponent says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always count to make sure you got it right. All right. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. So since I'm just multiplying 10s, that means 1 and then 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count back to add my comma is 100,000. Okay. So guys, what do you notice when you see all the standard form as you go from 10 to the first power to 10 to the fifth power? What do we notice? Okay, so let's take a look at this. To get from 10 to the first power to 10 to the second power, what did we do? We just multiplied it by 10, right? So it got 10 times bigger. Okay? Now to go from 100 to 1,000. How do you get from 100 to 1,000? Well, look. 100 is 10 times 10, right? Well, I see 10 times 10 is here, but then all I did was I had to multiply it by 10. So to get from here to here, it also got 10 times bigger. Oop. Okay. It got 10 times bigger. Well, to get from 1,000 to 10,000, let's see, 10 to the third power. Oh, my lights went off. Okay, we're good. Okay, so to get from 10 to the third power to 10 to the fourth power, from 1,000 to 10,000, guess what you have to do to 1,000? Times what? Times 10, because it's just like adding another zero. So it also got 10 times bigger. Okay? Okay? Now, and same down here, to get from here to here, it also gets 10 times bigger. Okay? Now, there's a bug in my room. All right. Now, here's the question. To get from, let's say I want to know to get from 10 to 10 to the third power. How many times bigger is that? So I start with 10. And then how many times bigger is 10 to the third power? Well, 10 is 10. 10 to the third power is 10 times 10 times 10, right? Okay. So how many times bigger is 10 to the third power than 10? Well, do you see how I have 110 here, right? I have 110 here. So I see that here, and that matches up with this. So how many times bigger is 10 to the third power than 10? Well, what's 10 times 10 right here? That's 100. That means it is 100 times bigger. Okay? That means 10 to the third power is 100 times bigger, or let's say greater. I like greater better. Greater than 10. Can we see that? Nope. So 10 to the third power is 100 times greater than 10. Because if I compare the two, if I look at the numerical expression, I see 10 here, 10 here. So those kind of cancel each other out. And this tells me how many times bigger it is. So I know it's 10 times 10, which is 100, 100 times bigger. Okay? All right. Well, good job, folks. Make sure all of that is written down. You will have to answer a few questions after this. You are going to do great. And here are the questions that you're going to have to answer. Okay, guys, here are your next steps problems. You will have to answer these. Go ahead and write those down. Those will be questions you will need to answer in Echo. Okay? Good luck, and you're going to do great. Okay? All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Bye.